Coming up, more cars and trucks, more bikes, and more accidents. Staying safe on Flagstaff roads. Plus, an organization called Leveling the Playing Field helps local children get involved outside the classroom. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Aaron Vito.
And I'm Mitchell McKenzie. Thanks for tuning in. A Williams man is under arrest in a double murder. His wife and her sister were the victims.
That's right. The man was taken into custody after flagging down a state trooper on Sunday. Sheriff's deputies say that 60-year-old Gustavo Espino confessed to the state trooper, saying that he shot and killed his 70-year-old wife Elaine Fan and her 65-year-old sister Vivian Schuerman. According to the trooper, Espino said that he, quote, couldn't take it anymore. Espino was booked at the Coconino County Jail on 2 counts of murder and is being held on a $2 million bond. In other news, we are learning more about the wrong-way driving incident that backed up traffic on I-40 for hours on Friday. Authorities say that a state trooper had pulled over a semi-truck, and the passenger later fled in the truck across the freeway going in the wrong direction. The truck had apparently driven over the I-40 median several times to avoid tire spikes before it was eventually stopped. Officers say that they fired shots at the semi-truck, injuring the driver, who has been hospitalized.
Arizona firefighters have been deployed to Southern California to aid in the battle against the 4 major wildfires affecting the state. The Arizona Department of Forestry and Fire Management received a request for 34 fire engines and over 100 firefighters to be dispatched to California as the state braces for another windstorm that could make things even worse. In other news, anyone who drives in Flagstaff knows that traffic can be a problem, particularly near NAU. It's also an increasing problem for bicyclists who have to navigate through all those cars and trucks. We spoke with the NAU Police Department for some advice on navigating the traffic.
Always wear a helmet. If you fall and you hit your head, we may not see injuries. It could be an internal injury. And if you have a helmet, that could really help save your life.
Ped paths are available around campus, and students are encouraged to use them while traveling to classes from north to south and the other way around.
It's more just be aware of your surroundings and you'll be safe. Use the ped paths here on campus too if you can. It keeps you away from cars and gets you where you need to go.
More experienced bikers ride on the main roads throughout campus, but the most common accident occurs with those with less experience riding bicycles.
It's personal preference. I've noticed a lot of the more professional bikers, they are much quicker, they're faster, they can keep up with traffic. That's why they use the roadways, and they are used to it in town because in town you're not allowed to ride on the sidewalks. So if they're doing that here on campus, that's fine.
And then there's the danger of driving off campus, something Professor Lori Faust is well aware of. He was T-boned by a driver a year ago, off campus.
It's unfortunate that, in the town that we live in, as safe as they try to make it with bike lanes and everything like that, you're dealing with a human element that is going to lead to problems.
Perhaps the most important advice for bike riders is to always being aware of yourself and to see others behind you.
You just have this heightened awareness that once you have an encounter with a car, you kind of realize how quickly it can happen. And when it happens, it's never good for you, the person on the bike.
Professor Faust suffered minor injuries in his accident, and he says he is still riding his bike to campus and back home every day.
Snowbowl is in the process of preparing for ski season by making snow. According to the Snowbowl website, the ski area is due to open November 22nd and season passes are now on sale. There's no word yet on how severe drought in Flagstaff might impact opening date.
Well, there's a new way for children to get involved within the community. It's called Leveling the Playing Field, a new nonprofit in Flagstaff that allows parents and children to participate in after-school activities at a reduced cost. NAZ Today's Joseph Grono has more.
Having extracurricular activities that children can participate in is something that every parent wants for their child, but it could be costly. Leveling the Playing Field hopes to change that in the near future.
We all want our kids to be more involved in the community and be active, but sometimes families' financial situations prevent them from doing so. So this is a nonprofit that helps to fund activities for kids to keep them on the positive side of activity.
Leveling the Playing Field also helps give scholarships. In fact, they have already helped 200 children get financial aid through their flag football program, and they plan on growing even more.
I was meeting with a juvenile detention officer, and he was expressing his frustration when he'd see kids that, for the lack of having a better thing to do, did bad things. And so he and I talked at some length, and actually 3 years later, it kind of hatched in my brain that I could help in providing positive things for kids to do.
Leveling the Playing Field is doing what it can, but they need help from the community to make their plans a reality.
Their biggest need is financial means to help these kids get involved with the activities and pay the initial fees up front. I think it also would help if the businesses could connect with the Leveling the Playing Field so that they can maybe offset some of the costs.
The Chamber of Commerce honored the group today with a ribbon cutting. Ketter says he hopes the Leveling the Playing Field will expand into a wide range of activities.
Non-sport as well as sport. For instance, I have supported chess clubs in the past, and I'd like to expand that type of activity, youth choir, debate club, science clubs, and then other type of sports.
If you're interested in supporting this nonprofit organization, you can visit their website at itpf.org or attend one of their upcoming fundraisers. Joseph Grono, NAZ Today.
Well, it's Tuesday, which means it is time once again to highlight another outstanding educator as our Teacher of the Week.
NAZ Today's Brooke Heim is in the studio to tell us more about this excellent educator. Brooke?
That's right. This week we're highlighting a teacher who is a strong believer in the Montessori teaching system.
Hi. Here. Rachel.
Presenting. Ms. Habe is an elementary school teacher at Flagstaff Junior Academy who has been recognized for her dedication to the Montessori model in her teaching.
Well, one of my heroes is Maria Montessori, so she's the one who developed Montessori teaching, and she often talked about the whole child, and so I really try to step back and just try to see everything that's happening in a child's life. It's not just that moment, but it's a culmination of everything.
Along with their 3rd and 4th grade students, Habe's favorite thing about teaching is the ability to add her own personal touch to each lesson.
And I get to put some of my personality into what I do. Like, for instance, we're doing the history of writing today, and a lot of the history doesn't include Mesoamerica, and I'm pretty passionate about like the ancient Mayans and their contributions to writing, which happened independently. So I feel like I can take that worldview and build in tolerance and how things change.
Habe says she enjoys the different personalities of each individual student.
The humor that they bring each day, and yeah, there's some characters, and it really makes me appreciate each individual.
If you know a teacher that you think should be nominated for next week's Teacher of the Week, send us an email at newsroom@naztoday.com. Brooke Hyam, NAZ Today.
Well, it may not be your typical children's event, but it seems to be a big hit in Flagstaff. Singing, dancing, and telling stories, these are among the activities that local drag queens are doing to help children promote diversity. NAZ Today's Gracie Gunsalis has the story.
When I get up in the morning, I say, hey, good looking.
Drag queen storytelling is popular in many large cities across the United States. Here in Flagstaff, Bookman's hosts such an event every month. Meet Jewel, who dressed up as the Bride of Frankenstein.
You know, it's so amazing that we live in a community like Flagstaff where we can put on shows like this that are queer and that really bring visibility to our community and who we are, and I just think it's amazing.
For the past 4 months, the two drag queens have been dressing up as many different characters to read to the children. One of them gave us an interview in character.
Well, I feel it's important to read to kids so they can learn to read the signs. Let's say get out. Hello. I need kids to be literate.
The event isn't just about story time. There's a deeper message.
We read to children, and it's just, you know, so that we as drag queens, we have a presence here in the community, and, you know, families know that there is a queer community here, and we just have fun, and we blow bubbles, and we sing songs, and we color pictures with crayons. It's a lot of fun.
The next Drag Queen Storytime will be held on November 10th at 1 p.m. at Bookman's. Gracie Gunsalis, NAZ Today.
Coming up, Flagstaff High School celebrates Halloween a day early with their annual trick-or-treating event. Stay with us.
Hey y'all, Raina Steffen, student forecaster here. We've had some chilly temperatures coming our way, and that's due to a cold front that came through the region. And that's also what has brought us some crazy winds. I'll tell you more coming up after the break.
At Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, it's all about Chevy trucks. Silverado, 1500, 2500, and 3500. Right now, save up to $9,510 on the 2019 Chevy Silverado. Or lease for as little as $289 a month for 36 months. Made for the long haul. The 2019 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD, save up to $11,466 in total volume savings. It's all about the trucks during Truck Month at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Welcome back. Well, treats! That's what children will cheer when the 3rd annual Halloween indoor trick-or-treating at Flagstaff High kicks off tomorrow. Trick-or-treaters of all ages can get their sack filled with a round trip along the gymnasium, because many local businesses participate by dispensing candy from their booths. NAZ Today's Monty Glazer has the story.
It's not just trick-or-treat. There will also be attractions featuring face painting, costume contests, carnival games, and a horror funhouse for those who don't spook easily. All proceeds go to the High School Drama Club, one of the programs that high school teacher Shane Smith directs.
Come here and see local businesses and see Flagstaff High School students putting on something for their community that allows the kids to benefit and kind of show off their costumes and get some candy.
The indoor event is designed to provide a safe place for young ghosts and goblins, and it's also a chance to promote local businesses. It's also a lot warmer inside.
Flagstaff gets really cold this time of year, and usually their costumes get covered up by a coat, or they're in a stroller.
After this event ends, the Drama Club will debut their latest production thanks in part to contributions from this event.
We have great support from the administration, but we do need to fundraise to put on these shows because each show, just the rights alone, are pretty much $3,000 a piece.
Montgomery Glazer, NAZ Today.
King me.
This must be how Odell Beckham feels when he scores a game-winning touchdown.
Beckham scores! Giants touchdown!
This must be how Rico felt when he triple jumped Mr. Sanchez.
Pepsi.
Meals on Wheels gives me a chance to be totally selfless. More than the food itself, a lot of seniors don't have family. So just to have someone to talk to, just to say, hey, how was your day? That means so much more than a meal could ever mean. We have to look outside of ourselves to be that lifeline to other people. It's worth it.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
Hey y'all, welcome back. Student forecaster Raina Stefan here. Like I said before the break, we're getting some below average temperatures coming our way, and that's because of a cold front that we've had coming from the west coast all the way across to the Midwest. And it's been pretty cold and windy, and because of that cold front, we're going to see those below average temperatures that we've had starting today into Thursday, Friday. And Flagstaff currently, we've got a temperature of 42 degrees, and it's mostly clear with a southwest wind of 18 degrees, which is just a little chilly, but not too terrible. Taking a look at our daily almanac, we've got that high temperature for today at 50 degrees and our low so far at 22, and that's just going to continue to drop tonight, which is a little bit below average. Our average is about 57 as the high and 20 as the low, and our records are pretty staggering today. Back in 2008, the high was at 72, which is what I definitely prefer, even though I enjoy the cold weather, the snow. And in 1971, that low was at 9 degrees, and it was chilly back then, I'm sure, which is pretty similar to what we're seeing right now. We are going to hit a low of 10 tomorrow, so we might be breaking some records. Who knows? Taking a look at that precipitation, our average is 18.06 so far, and we've already had our sunset because it's past 5:35. Taking a look at those high temperatures for today in Flagstaff, our high was at 50, Phoenix 75, Winslow 64, Kingman also 64, Page at 58. And tonight we have that forecasted low of 13. It's starting to cool down, like I said, but we have those clear skies with gusts up to 28 miles an hour. So maybe cuddle up by your fireplace with your cats because it's National Cat Day. And tomorrow we have those forecasted highs at 36 degrees, and it should be pretty sunny with those northeast winds at 17 to 20 miles an hour, but the gusts are going to be at 30 miles an hour. So make sure you bundle up, wear a windbreaker, or stay inside because it's going to be chilly. Then our forecasted temperatures for tomorrow. Payson, we've got a high of 49, Prescott at 50, Winslow at 42, Show Low at 40, and we've got 10s all over our board for our lows. Flagstaff, Winslow, and Tuba City all at 10, and Show Low at the low leaderboard for tomorrow at 8 degrees. Taking a look at that extended forecast for Flagstaff. Tomorrow's going to be a high of 36. Thursday on Halloween, it's going to be a little chilly in the evening, so make sure you bundle up. And on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're looking at that cold front to stop coming through. It should get a little bit warmer, so hopefully you can enjoy your weekend. I'm actually going to be down in Phoenix, so it should be pretty warm there. In Flagstaff, we've got those highs on Saturday and Sunday at 59 and 61.
That's really exciting because, I mean, not a lot of people know this. A little personal fact, when I like to sleep next to a heater and everything. When I get in the shower, I basically burn my skin off, but I do like the colder weather, so I am kind of going to enjoy that.
Yeah, definitely enjoy it. Just make sure you wear a jacket so you don't get a cold, because I'm just getting over one myself.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thanks for that, Raina. All right, Nadia, what is going on in sports?
Yeah, we are talking all things NAU athletics after the break. Stay with us.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
In 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back, and I'm your sports reporter, Nadia Armenta. There's a rivalry volleyball match happening right now. Coconino Panthers and Flagstaff Eagles are battling head-to-head. Both teams have great players, but the Eagles are a great team offensively. The last time these teams played was on October 8th, and the Eagles swept the Panthers 3-0. The Eagles are flying high over the Panthers for an all-time winning record of 34-4. Beth Hagelin, head coach for the Eagles, says she always enjoys going up against Coconino because their home crowd knows how to come through when they need it most.
They were just active and yelling and knowing when they needed to turn it on as a crowd to help us out. So it's just very intense and fun, and it's great to have this many students out. So
we will have more on that game in tomorrow's show. NAU volleyball is on a 3-game winning streak. The big win came during their last match against Northern Colorado. NAU swept the Bears 3-0. The Lumberjacks have several assets on this team. We are talking Abby Aiken, who landed her first Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week, and head coach Ken Murphy, who became the winningest coach in program history with his 144th win at NAU. I was able to check in with Coach Murphy about his team and their progression thus far. He says it's all about staying with the plan.
If we stick to what we do, great things happen, and as soon as we get away from that, it just throws a lot of things up in the air, and I just hope that we can keep building that and keep developing that characteristic about our team as we move through the season.
NAU Women's basketball is getting ready to start their season. They have several players returning, as well as some new faces. Head coach Lori Payne says she is more than happy to have several players come in for a rotation this season.
We're really excited. We feel like we finally have kind of the foundational pieces to our program headed into year 3, and we feel like we have a lot of returning experience coming back with some additional talent. So we're very excited about the potential of this year.
There are several players who will be on the court that we couldn't watch last season, including graduate student number 10, Seneca Richards, number 20, Lauren Orndorff, number 30, Nina Radford. Kiarika Rashid, who has been on the team for 3 seasons, says there's one player she really enjoys working with.
I will say Nina Radford, only because I played with her in high school and we kind of know each other well. Y'all ain't really seen her yet, but just wait on it.
I'm excited to see some new players for NAU women's basketball. They look alive and ready to start the season. NAU men's basketball season starts next Wednesday against U of A. The Lumberjacks had their exhibition game last night against Embry-Riddle. There were definitely some players who stood out. Even the Big Sky Coaches Medium poll ranked the Lumberjacks at number 8. Bernie Andre, who is making his second season appearance on the court, had some reflecting to do after last night's 109 win to 75 over Embry-Riddle.
I mean, we feel great. I think we did a good job tonight as a team coming from last year. New coaching staff and a couple new players. I think we played well as a team, shared the ball. So I think it was a good day.
And, you know, just overall talking about this NAU men's team, I know basketball's right around the corner, probably one of the greatest times of the year in college for me. This NAU team looks good. They look refurbished. They look better. What are you seeing after last night's game about this team?
Yeah, so I went to last night's game and I just saw a lot more communication, you know, shooting from the 3-point. And it's honestly exciting because they haven't really had that. And Ted McCree, he's making an impact for the team, and the rest kind of follow through.
That is pretty exciting. And as per usual, we'll have another look at the weather right after the break. Stay with us.
Bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Testing. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
Alrighty guys, just taking a quick look at weather again for Flagstaff. It's going to be a little chilly for the next few days and for Halloween, but it'll warm up into the weekend.
Well, thanks for that, Raina. Well, today is National Cat Day, and we asked you all to send in pictures of your furry felon family members. These first few shots are from our reporters. Look at those cute cats. National Cat Day is used to help cats in shelters find homes, and you guys rescuing is just so awesome. Raina, I know that you've adopted 2 kitties yourself.
Yes, I've adopted both of my cats from local shelters, and their names are Ranger and Lena, and they're just the biggest blessing in my life. I honestly just love them so much.
That is adorable. My roommate has a cat. I don't have one. I like dogs personally. And thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to catch our show tomorrow. Be kind to one another. Good night.